Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel Zoe.
And I'm Rodger Berman.
And you're listening to
Works for Us.
Where we talk to people about what works for them in their relationships and, of course, what doesn't. Okay, so today, so much fun. We're talking to two guests who've been helping people all over the country get it together and organize their lives, myself included. They're business partners, best friends, and at this point, they're basically family. I'm talking, of course, about America's favorite closet and pantry and everything else in your home perfecters, Clea and Joanna.
Woo!
Woo woo! Okay, so a little bit about Clea and Joanna. They started their home organizing business, The Home Edit, in 2015, and their special blend of personality and precision have skyrocketed them to success, which I have so enjoyed watching. All of their projects are rooted in functional systems that can be maintained long-term, and their clients include Gwyneth Paltrow, Khloe Kardashian, Neil Patrick Harris, Reese Witherspoon, and many more. You can watch them reorganize their homes on the Netflix hit series Get Organized with The Home Edit. Buy from their organizational product line from the Container Store, which I have so much of, or learn their ways by reading one of their best-selling books. They also recently teamed up with us in our business Curator and are the cover stars and feature in our spring member magazine, which we are all obsessed with. These ladies are truly everywhere, but we are beyond thrilled to have them here with us. So welcome to Works for Us, Clea and
Welcome,
Joanna.
ladies. Welcome to the show. I think I'm just going to start off the show, Rachel, and just come right out
Because he's
with
excited.
Is it true or false?
Oh, no. I don't know where he's going
Being
with this.
the cover star on Curator magazine is
The highlight.
a bigger deal than being on the cover star of Vogue. I've heard that. I've heard it before, and I just wanted to verify from someone who's on the cover.
I've heard it too, and as the cover star, I just want to say definitively, this feels better. I turned Vogue down.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So-
We did
By the
a few
way,
times, I think,
as
right?
well you should,
Yeah.
because we're way more current.
Oh, 100%.
Au
100%.
courant, if you will, because we're Curator.
Rodger's
And
not
I will.
competitive at all,
Right.
by the way.
Right.
All right,
Right.
I just had to get that off my
Yeah, okay,
brain.
all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get on with the show.
So basically here on Works for Us, we talk to some of our most favorite people about their relationship. And we're talking to married couples, same-sex couples, siblings, best friends, coworkers. And you guys happen to check many of these boxes. And the first thing we always like to start off with is, how did you guys meet? Do you remember? We want to know kind of where it began, because that's where we have to start.
We need the origin story.
We need the origin.
All right. Well, I'll give you the origin story. So I moved to Nashville in the spring of 2015 from Los Angeles. I moved sight unseen, did not know a single human being in Nashville. I was like having a weak moment. John was like, do you want to move for his job? And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but I got here, I knew no one. Joanna had moved to Nashville a year and a half prior, and
Also sight unseen.
sight
for my
unseen,
husband's job.
right? We didn't know each other, but I got here and I was like desperate for friends, so I was like friend dating on Instagram. Whatever, you do what you need to do, okay? When you're an adult in this world.
I mean, I would say no judgments, but I fully judge.
She judged. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? I needed to know people. I didn't know what to do. My kids were too young. Like, they weren't helpful yet. So I met a friend online, and we ended up going for brunch, and I told her about my dream of having a home organizing company. And she was like, wait a minute. I have another friend, Joanna, who moved from San Francisco to Nashville. Very similar situation. You have kids the same ages. She had a home organizing company in San Francisco. Why don't you guys do it together? Why don't you meet up?
No way.
I am a friendly person who likes people. So I was like, yes, that sounds great. I can have two friends. And Joanna was like, ooh, I don't like people and I don't want a new friend. So I actually
Which is more like
a
me.
hard pass. Yeah.
I know. I'm tired. I'm old. I just have my friends. You know how it is. You're just get to the point of life where you're just like, it's a lot of work to make new friends.
I do understand that. I honestly can relate to that. Rodger's a little more like Clea, and I'm a little more like Joanna.
Yeah.
We actually like the human race.
We like the human race. It's just once you have your people, you're sort of like,
Exactly.
oh, it's a lot of work to add more, you know?
Exactly, Rachel.
Very
That's
close
exactly
borders.
how-
Very close
Yeah.
borders.
That's how I feel.
I don't have closed borders. I am like more friends the merrier.
No.
Anyway, but I did convince her to go to lunch with me. She did not want to be business partners. That was very clear.
No.
But I did convince her to go to lunch with me. And we sat down, and 4 hours later, we got up as business partners.
Yes.
And that same night, so within a whole 8-hour span, we came up with our name, our logo, our social handles, our domain. We started our paperwork. We just dove right in.
Wow.
Went into business.
Yeah. No, it's wild. I mean, truly, within minutes of meeting Clea, I was like, oh, 100%.
By the way, this is such an interesting concept.
I'm sorry.
Wait
and that
a
was
second.
what, 2015?
Yeah, August 2015.
So the cool thing about this, you guys, is that what Rodger and I keep saying, and we like to say we are not relationship experts, but putting 30 years into it, we kind of feel like by default, we kind of are, right? And that's why we started this Works For Us. And what we like to find out is what works for you and what the magic is and what the secret sauce is and all of that. But what we have found to be the constant since we've started is the date that doesn't end. And in your case, this was a date that didn't end, and the home edit was born out of that first date.
Wow, that's really interesting.
You guys, it's been a few months since we moved in, and we'll talk about that later, but I'm not going to lie.
Talk about that later.
A rack made its way into the closet.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about that later.
It was a matter of
And
time.
I have
mean,
different colored hangers. Just saying. Silver and
They're going to
black
freak
tip.
out.
All
They're
right,
going
Rodger,
to
we're gonna-
freak out.
I know. Not going to make you uncomfortable.
Okay, so now the next question, you guys. Do you remember, because I kind of remember vaguely, but not completely, how did we meet? Do you remember?
I do remember. Through Kelly Sawyer.
That's what I thought.
It was Kelly Sawyer.
That's
We
what I
it was.
thought because Mary from my team thought it was Molly, and I said no. Molly was actually the second time. It was Kelly.
It's true. It was Kelly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I didn't make that up. Okay,
No,
good.
thank
good,
you,
good.
thank you, Kelly Sawyer.
Yeah, and then Molly reinforced that because, of course, anyone
Totally.
who Molly loves, we love.
Totally.
And, you know.
Totally.
Right.
Okay. So, babe, you wanted to ask, I feel like you have so many questions for these girls. He was chomping at the bit because he's so fascinated.
Well, I'm just fascinated.
No, he really is, though, actually.
I'm like fascinated how you guys started something from a first lunch date that wasn't a business to a show on Netflix. And
I was there for the in-between.
And like books and the Container Store collaboration. I mean,
basically,
how did you? No, I want to know, how do you guys divide and conquer? You must divide and conquer. Like, how do
We
you
don't
do
divide.
things? You
That's the
don't.
problem.
You're just
Right.
one big organism that just goes along.
We're a two-headed monster that just
We are.
does everything together.
Definitely a monster.
And I kind of think, well, first of all, let me just be clear to anyone listening. Joanna and I are married to husbands.
Yeah.
We do have
Right.
people that we are
well,
married to.
not just do you have husbands, but you have children.
Yeah,
children.
we each have 2 children.
Not
also.
together.
Not together.
And
husbands not together. Not the same husband.
Do your
This
husbands
isn't-
like each other?
Yes. But we are
Yes.
not sister wives in that way.
Correct.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah,
that we are-
right. That's important to be clear
We are
about.
married
Okay.
to different people.
That's right.
But we are also, we always say we have more bank accounts together
We do.
than we do.
I have way more bank accounts with Clea than with my husband. And also, yeah.
and also we're like legally way more in it together.
Right. Also, we're way more fun to talk about money together because we're like, you do need that pair of Chanel shoes.
Yeah. Right. We'll get into that with Rachel later.
Right.
but-
It's way more fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun to have bank accounts between us.
Yeah, we are the fun pair.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
But in terms of dividing and conquering, almost always we just stick together side by side and do everything together. It makes it more fun. It makes it easier. We also motivate each other and to keep our momentum going, and we get excited about the same things, and we work on very similar timelines, which is like if we have a good idea, it needs to happen yesterday.
Yeah, or last month.
Right. Like we just have that same energy.
So you
I
work
would say
quickly. It sounds like you work
Yes.
quickly.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
work quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say the only exception, honestly, because it's kind of a solo project, was I'm like the writer of the two. So I wrote the books. So we divided and conquered that way. But beyond that,
we just do it together. I mean, we have different skills within our company, but we
So what
really
are the different skills?
Well, I'll start with Clea. So she is truly like a social media expert, and I would use the word expert, like truly expert.
I mean,
no. And I'm not one to brag on her, but I will with this.
You're like really not want to give her compliments and just
No,
really
I
deserves
don't.
them, right?
No, I don't.
We don't hand them out just like willy-nilly.
I would agree.
It's like when I have to say how smart Rodger is and it irritates me as I say it.
Yeah.
I get like angry that I have to say that. But
You don't have to say anything.
I know, but sometimes I'm compelled to say it and I'm like, oh, so annoyingly smart.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Clea is quite brilliant actually, and she's really, really, really smart, and especially at social media in a way that I have like less than zero expertise with.
It's just
That's not true.
I'm no expert. I just have good instinct when it comes to that. And Joanna is way better with anything having to do with money, finances, legal stuff, trademarks.
So you do divide and conquer.
You do.
A little. We do.
But
So
we still,
Joanna's Rodger in the equation.
Yes.
And
And
now
now we're swapping.
Yeah.
Our
we're
co-CEO-ness
Yeah.
is I'm saying Clea's a little more raw. I'm sorry, Joanna's a little more Rodger, and I would say Clea's a little more me.
Yeah.
Right?
I like the creative stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Right. And I'm like the nuts and bolts of the business, and like, was this email replied to? Like, why are we not gotten paid on this invoice?
And when she talks like that,
And
I
I
just
like
start to
creative-
fade out.
You do not, Joanna. You do not want me to be nuts
I like
and bolts.
creative things that turn into money. So I
Right.
do like creative as long
Me
as
too.
there's money at the end
I
of the
like
road.
creative too.
But when she
As long
starts
as it
to
turns
get
into
into
money.
it,
Otherwise, I
just-
think it's just
yeah.
creative for creative's sake.
Yeah, I like both, but we do see things, you know, we have our skill sets in those ways. But we're both fearless in certain ways too, in the same ways that we're like not afraid to try something and figure it out if it doesn't work. So I think that has also what's been the glue, is that we're both like 100% all in or just not.
Yeah.
I also think one of the things that I really love about you guys, and I say this because as we talk about working relationships, you know, I think one of the many fascinating things about the Home Edit, about both of you, is that I actually assumed you were best friends first and then started a business, which, by the way, can sometimes be very dangerous, right?
Yes,
because that's
absolutely.
like, to me, the quickest way to break up a friendship, right?
Yes.
I have never had a girlfriend partner. So meaning when I was coming up in styling, there was a lot of duos, you know, there was a handful of duos. And I always admired that, because what I found, and I was always envious of, being a one-woman show has pros and cons, and the cons are there's no one to cover for you. When you have 104 fever and you're being called to a set that's relying on you, you got to go. So I found that was a huge challenge. I think with you, I think what's really cool about you guys is that you are a duo, and you do really balance each other. But I also think what's cool is you do have this sisterhood relationship where I've seen you guys bicker, and it's awesome because Raj and I bicker.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are always like, how do you work together? I'm like, we're like Lucy and Ricky. Like, I want to slug him, and then what's for lunch, right? And it's like, and I've been in the closet with you guys, and you'll be like, Clea, Joanna, no, I don't like that. Move that, blah, 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 blah. And you'll get like a little snippy with each other, but like in 40 seconds, it's like, okay, what are we going to...
It's recovery
It's a quick recovery, and like part of our relationship is a quick recovery.
It's not even for us. It's like not even a recovery. We don't.
It's like
even hear
speaking,
it.
right?
It's just speaking.
Same.
It's really the way we talk,
And we waste
Same.
no time. Like, we just say what we need to say. And, you know, it's sort of powerful to be able to do that. There's so few people you can really do that with in your life.
Yes.
And I think that's important also for, you know, we're talking about partnership and, you know, for any relationship. I think that when you don't feel the ability to voice your opinion, it gets suppressed and repressed, and then comes out in other ways, right? So I think it's so healthy that you could be like, you know what? You're being a loser. Like,
You probably don't say that,
well,
but
you
I
know,
mean,
like right now, like stop or like do that. You know, you can. You're just.
I'll be like, get in, loser. We're going shopping. I mean, you know, sometimes you just need to.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
it's, you know.
genius. And are your kids close?
Yeah, they're like cousins, you know?
Right.
I mean, they're exactly the same ages, almost to the month, which is so weird. Like, our oldest is the same age as the other oldest, and same
That's
with the youngest,
unbelievable.
but switch sexes, which kind of works out in some ways too. Because
It's actually
just
better,
like,
probably.
It's like a family thing. Like, my kids like love to see Clea's kids.
Yeah, it's like cousins. It's the closest thing I
Otherwise,
can
it would be more
describe.
like friends or competitors almost. You
Exactly.
never know.
Right. It's like cousins, but they love to. I mean, they love to play together.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's so
And,
great.
you know,
How old are they?
So Stella
Same as
exactly
us.
your ages.
Same.
Same exact.
So Stella is about to turn 10. Rodger, I don't know if you know this, but Stella was born on March 25th. I know that Sky was born on March 23rd, right?
22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yep.
Because I had to wait for Rachel to vacate the recovery room before they could move me in.
It's true.
That
She
is-
was at Cedars.
That is the
Yeah.
well. That was a great room.
And Elizabeth
It's a
Taylor.
great room.
You wanted the- you
know
need-
Elizabeth Taylor was there too.
Yeah, well, you
I
need
know,
to-
and that's what your ring that rumor
Yep.
had it that got lost in the
Oh yeah,
hospital
why?
room.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately, well, fortunately for us, Elizabeth was in the hospital, and then miraculously,
Rodger
Rachel
took the
got
ring.
this beautiful
And
ring.
Rachel got this amazing ring.
that night.
What are the
so
chances?
I don't know what happened, but
I don't know.
You can make
But
your
yeah,
own
it was a really good
assumptions.
room. They were like, "Do you want to wait?" Or I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
And you got
that's a good
you got
room.
the extra, and you got the extra like additional room for like the
Of
waiting
course you
people.
did.
Like
Of course
you
you
know,
did.
like we had almost
Of
like a room suite.
Yeah,
like then
like
we
a
go to the
little
back
suite.
room. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
that was
sad
nice.
that we are talking about that as a suite when it is
I know.
literally like
Don't say it.
no, it's like
Don't
it's like,
say it.
It's
Don't
like
say
you get
it.
a table, but the table's like a table, like
Just
a
don't say
conference
it.
table from like
Don't say it. Don't say it.
wherever.
But we love this hospital.
Oh my God, Cedar Sinai is the best
Yes.
hospital.
It is.
I love
Great
Cedar
hospital.
Sinai.
5 stars. 5 stars.
Okay, so you guys, I have a question. All right, so seriously, I mean, you guys have amassed obviously this huge business, this huge brand. You have incredible clients, and you went from kind of being like a local business, right? And working just kind of in the hometown, right? Which we love, Nashville, to really constantly being on a plane, having teams in major cities, being able to answer like my 911s and you know, Khloe Kardashians and the like. And I guess my question is, how did you, because I think a lot of our listeners would want to know, how on earth did you make that happen?
And also, how's the
good
business
question.
set up? Because I didn't know you had teams in other cities.
I did.
Well, I didn't.
So that's a really good question. I will say that. So first of all, starting from a kind of a bird's eye view, our business is really broken up into a lot of different facets. Like you said, we have our organizing services with teams all over the country. We have our product piece, which is our product line at the Container Store. We have our media piece, which is our TV show and books, and then we have all of our brand kind of licensed opportunities and things like that. So it is really broken up in so many different ways that sometimes it makes.
And
our
we
heads
now
spin.
have a personal care, like a hand soap and sanitizer line too, which is a whole other.
As you
home
should.
and personal
As
care
you
line.
should.
As you should.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you should.
It's not. I mean, it's not that dissimilar to our business. You know,
It's
we
a
have
similar
media, we have product. We have
And
Right.
in fact, I was thinking about you
curator,
guys
subscription commerce.
today. I was actually thinking about you driving over to Clea's because I feel like Rachel was such, with your business, you went from a personal, like in-home business and then it grew
like
into
a service.
Yeah, and I was trying to think about who is most like us, and I really,
Sure.
I really have you as like my sort of mentor.
No, that's why.
You're
That's
so
why I said it's a comp. But I think the whole
But I
idea.
love watching it.
But I think the whole idea, and I think, again, this isn't necessarily a business show, but the one takeaway is what you did and what we did is we were able to take a service, create a brand around the service, and then create products around the brand. And
Right,
that's the
absolutely.
key because you want to build equity value. So if you're only getting paid for $1,000 a day or $2,000 a day, that's wonderful. It's a lot of money, but there's only 365 days. So you figured out very quickly what it, because you're smart.
It's just as hard as you work as-
No, we've been doing this for a long time, but that's always been it's always been build the brand, build equity
Build
in
the brand.
Build the
I
brand.
agree.
because the brand
I
is
mean,
what's worth money.
Right, but we didn't start that way. Actually, we
When
didn't
we-
start to build a brand.
When we first started, we were just doing what we knew how to do,
course.
doing what we
Same.
did best as,
By the way,
as
same.
organizers.
Well, hello, she was an amazing stylist, but
that's all I
think
wanted.
when
That was
when
the goal.
Yes.
But when I joined the business, I said,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's turn your name as a stylist into a media business," and,
Right.
which we did, and then
Well, I want to
product
get back
business,
to
which we
that. I
did.
want to get back to that because I think one thing I want to go into with you guys that was the struggle for me is that when, just for everyone listening, I think the thing I get asked most often, which is probably what you get asked a lot, is how do you turn a service into a brand, right? Which is what we're talking about. But I think the key here and the challenge there, which I'm sure you have seen probably and as you grow, is not everyone can have Clea and Joanna in their closet. And I think obviously I've worked with your teams. They're awesome. But
Yes.
as a stylist, for me, that was a huge challenge in trying to grow the styling aspect of the business, and I realized I couldn't really do that. You can do that successfully, and I'm watching you do that successfully, which is what I want to explain to everybody in my view is actually the hardest part, because you're teaching people your craft, you're teaching people how to be, you're teaching people your magic and spreading it all over the country. So I guess my question for you is, for me, that over the time and ultimately why I started to move to different things was because I couldn't do that successfully the way that you are, and I want to know how you do that.
Well, I think the first thing is, good news is your name's not Home and your name's not Edit.
Right. That is true.
That's pretty much 80% of it. How's that?
Well, I want them to answer. Okay. So if you know anything about me at all, you know that I work full-time and, of course, mom full-time. So the struggle is always very real. I don't have a ton of time in my day for me time or self-care, but that's why sleeping for me is absolutely critical, even if I'm not able to almost ever get a full night's sleep. And that's why Helix Sleep is such a godsend in my life. They understand that mattresses are definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, and they have mattresses available for every kind of sleeper. In addition to soft, medium, and firm mattresses, they can also provide mattresses that are great for cooling you down if you tend to sleep hot, like Rodger does. I mean, it's kind of like laying next to an oven for me. Helix has a short and easy quiz that takes just 2 minutes and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. I took the quiz with Rodger and we were matched to the Midnight Luxe, which is not too firm and not too soft. It's a great choice for side sleepers, and it also happens to be Helix's most awarded mattress. So, if you're looking for the perfect mattress, all you have to do is take the quiz, order your mattress, and it will get shipped right to your door for free. That means you don't ever need to go to a mattress store again. Just go to helixsleep.com/Zoe, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and get matched to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty. You get to try it out for 100 nights, risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't like it. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Zoe. That's helixsleep.com/Zoe for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. Get the rest you deserve with Helix. Over the last year, I know we've all missed going out into the world and doing even the simplest of things. But one thing I haven't missed is waiting in long, crowded lines. So if you're still going to the post office in person and paying full price for postage, you should know there is actually another way. With Stamps.com, you can mail and ship anytime, anywhere, right from your computer. You can send letters, ship packages, and pay a lot less with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. From a business standpoint, Stamps.com can save businesses thousands of hours and tons of money every year. It's truly a must-have. Whether you're a small office sending out invoices or operating a larger office or business, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. I really wish that Stamps.com had been available during my styling days. It would have taken the stress and worry off of my shoulders knowing that a service like this could help get my clients what they needed when they needed it. I can't even think about the amount of time it would have saved me from running back and forth to the post office.
Rach?
Yeah?
I couldn't help but overhear you, and let's be honest, Stamps.com would have saved me hours of time going back and forth from the post office.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you get what we're saying. But seriously, I have to encourage you all to take advantage of this incredible business, because if I had the option back then, I know that I would have. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. It's that simple. With Stamps.com, you get discounts up to 40% off post office rates and up to 66% off UPS shipping rates. Not to mention, Stamps.com is a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. Stamps.com is a no-brainer, saving you time and money. It's no wonder nearly 1 million small businesses already use Stamps.com. So stop wasting time going to the post office and go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with my promo code ZOE, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Zoe, Z-O-E. That's Stamps.com, promo code Zoe. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Well, I want them to answer.
But that is a very good point,
right,
though, Rodger. And I think that especially because the way we started was like a slow spread before people really knew us. You know,
Right.
they knew the brand.
They knew the brand
name.
before
We
they
weren't
knew
the
you.
face. Exactly. We weren't really the face until Instagram stories became a thing, honestly.
Understood.
And we had a good Instagram account, an amazing one, honestly, but it was about our pictures and about our, like, what work we did. But
The rainbows.
no one would have known what we looked like.
We
or
were
had
like not trying to post our faces to the feed.
No.
Yeah, we
Right.
were a face for radio.
I
so
love
we
your
were just like,
faces.
yeah,
Oh,
we were just like,
stop.
no,
I
You guys
love
are
your
beautiful.
faces. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
That is
but
No
nonsense.
one listening believe that. They're gorgeous.
No, it wasn't
So
about-
gorgeous, we put them on the cover of Curator.
Oh,
Yes.
I know. Well,
Curator
very-
magazine,
that was-
spring
that was
edition.
very nice.
Go
Every
on,
now and then
Clea.
we can polish ourselves up. But you know, I mean, the goal was to grow the business in every smart way possible. We never, ever cared about like being famous or like
Sure.
not that we are, but I just mean like our goal
Yeah, of course.
was never about us specifically.
individually. Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
about us individually. It was all about what is the smartest growth path
For the home edit.
For the home edit.
Yeah.
And deputizing and training people in different cities was the only way we could actually grow a business. And Molly Sims was the one that told us we had to do it.
Yeah.
And
she did.
Good old Molly.
Good old Miles.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. Good old Miles.
that girl's smart.
We love our
She's
Molly
Molly's
Sims.
smart.
smart. And she was like, you need to be in more places than Nashville. It's not enough that you'll travel to other places.
Right.
At a certain point, you can't continue to replicate you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so
Yeah.
we need
She's
to
right.
have people in the field. And she's absolutely right. She was absolutely right. And now, you know, we're in, I think 9 cities. And,
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep doing it. I think that we also aren't afraid to constantly tweak and reinvent and figure out if one path is not the smartest way, like we'll flip it and we'll figure it out, and we're nimble. And I think that, you know, we've always done that and been that way. And the service business has been, as I'm sure you understand, it's nothing compared to what you can do and build
Of course.
outside of.
It's not
yeah.
scale.
It's not.
It's not. I mean,
It's not
I mean,
scalable.
No,
listen,
but
It's scalable,
it
but
isn't
it's based on time. And
Correct.
That's
Correct.
That's the
It is
limitation.
scalable. I mean, there's very
it's
big.
scalable,
like,
but here's the thing. If you guys are doing it correctly, and that's my point, is that for me, it didn't work because ultimately my clients wanted me there, right?
They wanted you.
but also your
Yes.
service is. It
was different.
Again, it's
very
different.
different.
This is something that
I
people.
can't go in when they're not home.
I don't want to
and
say
do it.
no,
That's
but
right.
I want to say I don't want to say this the wrong way, but it's a service that can be commoditized in a way. Like there's a price for this, there's a price for that. Yours is it's a one person for an event or a thing. There's no ability to replicate the service offering.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you guys can replicate the service offering, and that's why you can
It's genius.
replicate it. Anyway, I think it's genius. You guys are genius. I think what you've also realized, which I think we did early and also realized as well, is it's really nice when you get paid for your brand to grow. And what that means is you're using media effectively. So like you're on this Netflix show and even Instagram. And by being on the Netflix show, not only you're getting paid, but your business is also getting all of this amazing advertising in a way. And not only that, people are getting to see your craft. By the way, that's what Rachel's show was all about. Getting people to get to know Rachel and see her craft and know that there's a there, right? And I think
It's
there's
not
a there
luck.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, Rachel really is the North Star
And I
for
think
that.
and I think that when people respect hard work and whatever, then that's when your brand starts getting more and more trusted. And, you know, I think you guys are doing that. So I think you have an amazing future ahead of you.
Well, that's
I
very,
love it. It's so
very
exciting.
Well,
Good
we're
for you.
watching
I
it,
I
and
know,
we're
it's
rooting
amazing.
for you, and
Well,
we're all rooting
certainly
for
rooting.
you.
We're rooting.
Oh my gosh.
We're rooting. We're supporting. We're
No, we love you guys.
But I mean, what you did was what we're trying to do. I mean,
You're doing
really,
it.
And I think, Rodger, you're right. I never really thought about it this way, but when you are on a show and people can see that your actual blood, sweat, and tears and
Yes.
energy and enthusiasm and expertise is going into something, and it's not like a facade.
Right.
You know,
like you could see on Rachel's show, like she's like sweating in there with the client. She's worried that the dress isn't going to make it. She's
Literally
making sure that every fit is perfect. I mean, you can see that, you can feel that. She's authentic. I mean, all of those things come through. So
and you also, and your personalities come through, and people want to buy things from people they like. I mean, it's always been that way.
It is true because they trust their opinions and they trust their aesthetic and their thinking. So,
but any sales job, I mean, what's the key to selling someone something? They have to like you,
right?
They're not buying the product; they're buying you, right?
That's why we put other people in the field. We were like, they're more likable than we are. It's fine.
That's not true.
Great.
All right, enough of this business stuff.
I have a
I'm
question
getting
for you.
bored. Let's
What
get
is
some juicy questions going.
What is, if any, and by the way, you may not have had any, but what, if any, is the absolute biggest like disagreement or fight that you guys have ever gotten in?
Have you guys ever punched each other?
Stop.
No.
But I will say this: in five and a half years,
It's not Dynasty.
I'm just wondering, Rachel.
no slap, no shoves, not even up.
No.
Really?
In 5.5 years, we've gotten in, I honestly would say, under 5 fights, like
That's
actual
great.
fights.
Yeah.
That's great.
And truly, and one of them, like one of the biggest, was the placement of a Stairmaster. So, I mean, I don't really, like it's, these aren't like revolutionary wars happening.
Right.
It's amazing.
It's good to know that if you have to fight over Stairmaster placement, you probably don't have deeper
it got
issues.
heated.
Yeah, we were both furious.
Or maybe you do have deeper issues. Or actually, maybe that's a sign that you guys have to run for the hills.
Was anyone pregnant at the time? Was there hormones
no one was
going?
pregnant. No. Luckily, we didn't know each other when neither of us were pregnant. So
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's probably helpful. We probably would have been real pleasures.
Yeah.
So,
So creatively, you agree on most things except where to put Stairmasters or anything like that.
Sometimes food storage too. Like we've had some fights over Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, we move past them really quickly. And some people might, again, like you said, we just bicker all the time. Like if we're in your closet trying to figure something out and Joanna's like, let's put that there. I'm like, no, that's the worst idea you've ever had. Get out of my,
Right. But that's not a fight.
That doesn't
So you guys are basically Rodger and I. Like, I mean, because people would be like, wait, should I be uncomfortable? Or are they fighting? And then Mary will be like, no, that's just them talking.
That's just the way we talk.
So I think I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what your top 3 organizing tips are. And
that we can share with all the civilians.
And I'm sure that I am the most annoying person of all time because you probably get asked this question.
We've never been asked.
People asking me for styling tips.
The good news is you probably have some really good canned answers. So have at it.
Yeah, no.
3 organizing tips.
When Vogue asked us to be on the cover, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna have to say no. I have my tips. I have them prepared for Rodger, and I can't double dip. So I just want you to know.
Thank you.
God.
Yeah. All right. So here's some basic tips. The first thing we always tell people: you have to start. You cannot be afraid of the starting. It's like thinking about like putting off a deferred maintenance project, a diet, writing a paper, whatever it is. Once you start, it's never as bad. It's never as bad as you anticipate. You just got to start. That's the number one
think that? Because I
felt
like it was
things
as
are
bad.
usually worse.
I felt
when
as I dug into
I'm
it.
like, holy shit, why do I start this? I have to finish it now.
That's later. That's the second part. Yeah.
I'm like looking for the ripcord parachute.
I know. Well, so that's the second step. So what you
to
definitely
continue.
want.
So when you realize the shock of starting, the second tip is continue.
Keep going.
So the second step is in conjunction with you have to start really small.
Very, very, very small. Smaller than you think is worth your time.
Like a draw. Oh my God, I'm a genius. I'm Nostradamus.
Exactly.
You said draw, I said draw.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's where, mentally and physically, you really want to start very small so that you can see the process through from A to Z and not get
R to Z.
From R to Z. Wow, that's Joanna with the dad jokes.
Cutie.
Yeah, she'll be here all night.
Or A to Zo, as Rachel's first book.
Okay.
He's just always plugging something. He's so shameless.
I mean, it's good. I mean, both of you.
Okay, so step 1, start. Step 2,
Start small.
Start small. Start small. And
step
when 2, I say start small,
don't lose
again,
motivation.
No, step 2 is smart small. You were not good at school, were you?
No, terrible.
Step 1.
The thing is,
start.
If you can.
Step 2, start small. What's step 3?
Yes.
I really got to get to step 3.
have to say that I have the most incredible team supporting me, and it honestly feels amazing to know that I've surrounded myself with all the right people. I'm a firm believer in knowing your own strengths and weaknesses and hiring great people to fill in those gaps. If you are hiring for your business, it is so crucial that you get access to high caliber candidates so that you find the people that are best suited for the job. Indeed is the job site that makes hiring incredibly easy. You can post, screen, and interview all through Indeed. Narrowing down candidates is so easy on Indeed because they quickly match resumes tailored to your job description, and you only pay for the candidates that meet must-have qualifications. Then you can schedule and complete video interviews right in your Indeed dashboard. Indeed makes connecting with and hiring the right talent fast and easy. With tools like Indeed, Instant Match, and Indeed Skill Tests, you can reduce the average hiring time by 27%. You can choose from more than 130 skill tests, then add your must-have requirements so that you only pay for applicants that qualify. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. If you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with a free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/whatworksforus. Get a $75 credit at Indeed.com/whatworksforus. Indeed.com/whatworksforus. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, so step 3, again, it doesn't have to be in steps.
Yeah.
Just, you know, the takeaways here.
Right.
You want to always make sure to, number one, even if you don't do the whole project all at once, you can literally get to the organizing later, do the edit, do the purge, because that is free. All it takes is a little bit of time and energy.
Yeah.
And it's a cleanse that even if you did nothing else, it dramatically improves.
And what do people do with? And what do people do with all the things that they have to cleanse? Do they sell it on Poshmark by any chance?
Well, there
I happen to be a
options.
shareholder. That's why I had to say it.
Okay,
Jesus.
Sure.
We love Poshmark.
I mean, so you have bags at your disposal, okay, ready to go.
Yeah.
You have your donate bag, you have your sell bag, or maybe if it's Rachel, a rack, or it probably nothing because Rachel.
or if you have Rachel, the nothing's on the rack to go because she's a
the rack's
hoarder and wants
empty.
it all.
Yeah.
She's not a hoarder.
She's not.
She's a collector.
She is. She
Oh.
is. It's a collection. It's a collection. We
Spoken
get
from the
Rachel-
girls who have been in there.
Yeah,
Maybe we
Rachel-
should do a show, collectors turned hoarders.
I mean, truly though, Rachel gets a huge pass.
She does. We always give her a pass everywhere.
Because it's not just a collection, it is a collection.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm aware of said collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live
It's
with
like
it.
kind of criminal to get rid of any of it anyway. So we understand. But that really is, you want to have the bags at your disposal and you want to remove them from your space immediately. Put them in your car. It is now a project. If you leave them out, you will start
It's
to
like
paw
boxes.
back in.
It's like boxes if you move in that damn 2
Gotta
boxes
get 'em
that you
out.
never unbox.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
but
it's
what
the
you
same-
guys are saying is you'll go back in and start changing your mind. Is that what you're
you gotta
saying?
get it out of the house.
Oh, because you'd be
even if
like,
you
I
don't
don't know what
change
to do
your
with it and just throw it back in the shelf.
No, or
That's exactly
it's
right.
in the way, and you're like, oh,
And
fine.
you're like, I'll
It's
just
fine.
keep it.
It's fine.
I'll keep it. Half the time, we will go into someone's closet, let's say, and there will be like a bag, of stuff. And we're like, oh, is that for donate or what are you doing with that? And they're like, you know what? I don't even remember. And it's like, oh my God, how long has this been sitting there?
Yeah.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
So again, it's all about in the moment. I'm like, I'm going to dedicate an hour. And again, you don't have to edit out the whole house at once.
Right.
Do,
Small space. Start small, but you will.
Okay.
It's instant gratification. I mean, how many things in life right now are instant gratification?
Everything.
Nothing.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
This is
Kidding.
instant gratification.
No, you're correct. And I do think that's the hardest part. And I will say, as someone who has had to do this with you guys a few times, you're like therapists and you talk through it and you're like, if you need to look at this because it's pretty, we'll let it stay here.
Right.
If it doesn't check that box,
Right.
and you're not wearing it and you're not in love with it, it's going. And then right as I go, okay, take this, you literally run with it.
Yes.
They take it and run so that I
Yeah.
don't change my mind.
Yes,
So I
that's
do
correct.
understand that. I do
Yeah.
understand.
That's
So
right.
I have a 2-part question.
Okay.
I'm not sure how exactly to ask it, but like I guess the first part of the question is, do your kids get allowance for cleaning their rooms, or is it just like assumed that they're really organized, and it's like,
did they
sorry,
get the gene?
I'm not giving you allowance for that, kid. That's like part of
they
like
don't
our
allowance. They have to live
DNA.
here.
Right. That they're paying their dues to live in this family in this house.
Yeah.
Right. It's part of their DNA. Do they like, hey,
do they
Mom,
like
I
it?
cleaned my room. Hey, Mom, my room's clean. Like, are they
No,
like,
every morning we're
do they
both
have the
like,
gene?
go make your beds. And both of us in our own houses, we're like, go make your beds.
I wouldn't say it's a gene thing. Like they just inherently do it. We have to be like, go make your bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, no, you have
So
to.
So they're not like OCD. They're not like,
No,
they're not like,
really.
oh my God, I have to clean my room. Da, 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 da. Like,
No.
Stella is a little bit. Like every weekend morning, she will wake up and get dressed, turn on her lights, open the shades, make her bed. Like she like kind of has that
Okay,
routine.
right.
And I
so
don't
she's
have to
got
ask
it.
her.
Right,
She
so she
does
has the
have
gene.
a certain element of
My
it.
kids do not have it.
Right.
They do not have it.
Sutton is like, I mean, by the end of the day, I'm like, why are you still in your pajamas? Your bed's unmade. Did you even brush your teeth? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
But Marlo
course.
actually is good at folding. She likes to fold. Like once she wants me to teach her, and she does learn, and she likes it. Once I show her what to do, and
Kids
how
are
to-
trainable.
Yeah, she likes it. She does.
They're like puppies.
Do you guys want to
They're
know
like
a fun
puppies.
fact? Rodger is the best folder in the history
I'm
of folders.
amazing.
You guys, I
And
swear
by
to
the
God, he
way-
could have worked at Benetton.
And by the way, little known fact, my stuff is way more organized than my wife's, just so
100%.
everyone's aware.
They know. They've
Yeah,
been
we
here.
know.
Like I'm the type of person
This is
when I
this is
come
not- I'm
home
not
from like
ashamed.
going like out to dinner, like I take off my clothes, I fold what I'm putting back, I
No.
put the stuff in the laundry, and
No.
it does not look
Mine's
like I
thrown
ever
over
went
the
out.
island in the closet.
Yeah, and she just
100%.
she has her island.
It lays there
Yeah,
till
it
next
lays
morning.
there.
Yeah.
Sleeps,
Right.
goes to sleep.
And one other maybe personal question: if I walked into your house, would it be clean? Like, is it
Yes.
neat? Are your houses
Spotless.
like spotless?
Spotless.
Yeah, they're clean. I mean, when they're not perfect.
Clea was horrified by that
Is
question.
that hold on? Is that the site of the Stairmaster fight?
No, that was
Okay,
that
just-
was
just
years
wondering.
ago, and not in this house.
No, this was at a client's house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, our houses are very organized. It doesn't mean that they don't get messy. We have kids,
Yeah, of
and
course. You're
husbands
human.
and stuff.
You're living.
But yeah, sometimes they get messy, but they are very organized. Very.
Okay, so this sounds like a very good origin story and like a very good early generational story, but like what's going to happen in 20 years?
What's the dream?
What's the dream? What are you guys
20
going to be
years
doing?
from now.
Are you in Nashville? Are you
Well, we actually have a dream. I was going to tell you a business dream, but I'm just
Oh, I
gonna-
want to hear.
I was
Oh
like,
wow,
tell
we
us
have
both.
it. Tell it to us.
Tell
what
us
are you gonna
both.
say?
Oh, I was just going to say about how we're living side by side.
Yeah. I was going to say. Okay.
Oh, tell us. This
Okay,
is
so
the
we have a vision.
Yeah.
So Joanna and I have always been hotel people. Love a good hotel.
We want that too.
We wanna
Don't
live in
you
a
just want to
hotel.
live in a hotel that you own and like your friends could
Why?
come and you could be like,
Yes,
go
like,
down to
don't take
dinner
her
at the
dream.
restaurant whenever
Don't
you
take
want.
her
You're like, it's
dream.
my restaurant.
Don't
When you're
take
No,
Clea's
here.
dream.
you guys can be on our floor. It's
Yeah.
okay. We want like a fabulous like top penthouse residence at the best hotel
Yeah.
in wherever. I don't
Yeah.
even know yet.
Right.
Yep.
But that's
That's
Like
the
Rich and I
Nice.
want to live in the Pierre. Like we always want to live in like the
100%.
Pierre.
Growing up,
And
we
you know
did.
what?
Growing up, I mean, not now maybe, but it's just the same.
I'd like to live in the
thing.
Hotel du Cap now.
But you know who has it really good is Larry Ellison owns the Lanai Four Seasons, and let me tell you, he has this beautiful house there. Everyone comes to Lanai. He's like,
Yeah.
it's amazing. He comes down for breakfast.
Is it the beach
I mean,
one
that's
or
the
the
deal.
mountain?
It's the beach. It's
the beach.
It's the four.
God, the Lanai Four Seasons.
I mean,
is like a dream.
I imagine he has a house at the
It's
mountains
like
too.
everything.
Why
I feel like he
wouldn't
just
he?
owns
But
the island.
Well,
So
that's
that's
the
our
goal.
dream. We want
he
to.
does.
Yeah, I
no,
want
no,
one
no,
in-
no,
I want one
no,
in
no.
New York.
He legitimately does own the island.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead,
literally.
Clea.
I want one in New York, maybe one in LA. Like we're gonna
Right.
collect these just like hotel rooms,
Okay.
but you know, like a residence wherever. we have
Yeah.
residence.
Anyway, that's the real. That's
Are the
dream dream.
husbands living with you guys? No, just
Yes, they can live side by side.
Yeah.
They can live with us. Okay.
No, they can stay.
It's a legitimate
No,
question.
it is.
I have to say,
It
it's
is.
a legitimate question.
But our front porches can touch, or whatever you call it, like not
Balconies?
porch. Yeah, balconies. Yeah.
And
And
I
then it'll
think
just be like, I feel like spending some time in Paris, and you're just going to go to your residence there.
100%.
Yeah.
Like
I
as
love
many
it.
as I can get. That's what
I
I
love
want.
it.
Right.
You know,
And that's
I
truly
think you
the
should
goal.
look into one of these memberships that have these things all over the world. Like you could have Ritz
I
Carlton. You
love
don't have to collect them. You could just
Wait,
join.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Of course. It's
All
a
right, so
thing.
you guys, we have
We'll
some
talk
relationship
offline.
questions.
Okay.
Okay, just a
All
few
right.
questions
I'm
for
like
you
on the
that are
Ritz-Carlton website now.
that are
but
fun.
okay, yes.
So it's a little bit like newlyweds. Like I want, I want to ask you, like you answer for each other. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes. Okay. We're ready.
All right.
We'll try.
Clea. Okay. If Joanna could have unlimited access to any store in the world, what would it be?
Any store?
Yeah,
like
a
is it
brand,
a clothing
like a
store or a candy
Could be
store?
anything. Could be anything.
Could be whatever she wants.
Literally anything.
Oh my goodness, that is really hard.
I know.
Like
I
what's her candy land?
A wallpaper store.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's her
Okay.
Candyland is wallpaper.
Yeah.
I think she prioritizes wallpaper over most things in life.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Wow, I
Really?
didn't know that.
That's very
yeah.
That's
cool.
like a fun fact.
I love wallpaper.
Like it's her
Well,
actual
you'll be
love
happy
language.
to know that Rachel's Zoe Wallpaper is coming out
true
at
story.
a store near you in the next
Really?
Year.
9 months
You're
or a
kidding.
year.
No,
Absolutely.
I stay
actually
tuned.
am happy to know that, and I'd like some samples in the mail, please.
You will have all of the above.
I'm very excited.
Okay, Joanna, what is Clea's? What's like unlimited access to any store in the world? Brand, home,
God,
pillows,
that
candy.
would
It
be
doesn't
really
matter.
hard. I don't know if it would be like Chanel or right now she's like into Gucci, maybe a Gucci moment.
You could pick a department store.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
then maybe
Yeah.
I would do. I don't know if would it be Neiman's or Bergdorf's?
Yeah.
Whichever.
Right.
It's
Lock,
fine.
lock
Like,
me in
you
can
Bergdorf.
find- you can
Lock
find-
me
you can
up
find
in
what you need in
Bergdorf
either, I'm
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
A night
Bergdorf's
at
is
Bergdorf
probably-
Goodman.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like, let's write the children's book.
Yeah. 100%.
Happiness. Okay. I always love this one because I don't know. I love this one more than Rodger, but Disney character. Okay.
So I answer for Joanna.
Clea,
Joanna's
who
Disney
would,
character.
Who would Joanna be as a Disney character? Who's her favorite?
Alice in
Who would she-
Wonderland for her headbands.
Totally.
That's not fair. That's easy.
No.
I can't help it if you're predictable.
Who would
Joanna,
All
who
right,
would
Joanna,
Clea
what-
be?
yeah.
God, I don't know.
I'm thinking about that one.
Oh, no, I'm like, no, you're not Ariel.
Just kidding.
God. All right, I got to come back to this one. I got to come back.
Okay.
I'm not.
I have
frickin'
one.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
I mean, I was going to say
Jesus.
Belle, but you know. No, I
They're in the name.
I have to come back to it. God, that's hard, Clea.
Sorry.
All right.
I guess I'm
Okay,
just,
babe, you
know,
wanna pick
an
one?
enigma.
Oh my God. I'll go to my my favorite one.
I know
'cause
your
it just
favorite.
tells me so much about you.
I agree.
Okay.
I know what you're going to ask.
Clea, what would Joanna get arrested for?
Joanna
she was
at the
arrested.
moment would get arrested for someone not wearing a mask because Joanna will literally call the police on whomever and she will be like falsely arrested for the drama that she causes. Probably also on an airplane when she dings the flight attendant button repeatedly and tells on every single person. She will literally go and assault someone who is not wearing a mask.
she's the mask.
So you're the mask police.
You're the mask police.
100%. Yes. And that at the moment, if Joanna were to get arrested, it's for literally like yelling or beating up someone for not wearing a mask.
I've never
By
beat
the
someone
way,
up.
I'm
Rachel-
going to be that
Rachel might be
person.
your cellmate.
As soon as I go back into life,
Rachel's
I
gonna
will
be
be
your
your
cellmate.
cellmate friend.
I'm like, no.
So in prior times, before COVID, she would be arrested for, again, berating a child for going up a slide instead of down a slide when her kids are nearby.
Oh
That
my
is-
God. This is
She's the
best
playground
thing.
police. I'm like,
The playground
am you.
police.
I am you.
She's
I
like,
the
I
playground
understand the
police.
kids could get so hurt doing that. I'm like, they're kids.
I'm Joanna.
They're kids. They want to go up. They want to go
Joanna
down.
will be, hey, you! I'm like, you! Get
No,
that! Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're 12. My kid is 3. Like, no.
Yeah. So those.
By the way,
those
that
are-
sends me
those are
over
times.
the edge. I get
Me
belligerent
too.
in a park when I see
I
a
know.
big kid
Yeah.
going up a
I,
slide.
I know. Me too. And it would be
All
for
right.
somebody else's kid too.
Or what would I get
Clea
arrested
seems a
for?
little more calm, cool, and collected. So what would Clea do? that would.
What's Clea getting arrested
What
for?
would the ire of law enforcement?
God.
That's a good question. I'm a really good citizen. So
Am I not? Like, the things that you just said are insane. Oh my
Well,
God.
I mean, again, if there's a chance you could get arrested and there's a chance she can't, maybe she is
all right,
living by a different
I know
code.
what I would do because I've said this before.
Okay.
I will literally go to jail if someone bullies my child. I'm gonna go
that's
to the
true.
playground
Yeah. Right.
and
Yeah.
be like, you
Yes.
know, like
Yeah.
no.
That's true.
Same.
That's true.
I would
All
go
Same.
to
Thank
jail
you for
for that.
giving your answer.
You-
I'm
so what
clearly
you're
terrible
saying is
at
you
the
would beat
game.
a child?
I wouldn't, but the threat alone would probably send me.
So
to jail.
what
Like,
you
I
would
wouldn't
say,
get there.
conspiracy to
What's
beat
the
a
movie?
child.
This is
Okay.
40. What's the movie?
Yes,
This is 40
yes,
when like Leslie
yes,
is
where
it Leslie
Leslie
Mann
Mann
just goes like mental and
That
I'm like
is
that's
me.
me.
Yeah,
That's
I
me.
kind of like that scene.
It's amazing.
That's me.
It's
She's like,
so
look
good.
at me. You remember me if you talk to my child that way.
By the way, I'm a little scared when you say that. So we're going to move
Yeah,
on from
no.
this question. I'm getting nervous. I
Okay.
feel like she's
Who's
yelling.
more who will be the most hungover after a wedding?
Me, 100%.
Joanna on what, like dessert?
I mean, I don't drink that much. I just don't care about alcohol that much.
So Clea, you're Rodger in this equation, 100%. As we've gone down this hour, I mean, this is, you know, as co-CEOs of the Home Edit, you know, I like to identify what role you play.
But she's not, because she's the business one.
I know. I have one separation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I have one separation.
Well, you definitely drink more than me. That's for darn sure.
Yes, I do.
And I definitely drink more than Joanna. Yes.
The reason why I drink more than you is because I'm married to you.
Well, you guys, this was so much fun. I just want to say, for anyone out there who hasn't heard of the Home Edit, and I doubt there is anyone at this point in America who has not heard of the Home Edit, it is genius. They have product that I'm obsessed with. They've transformed every aspect of my life, my home, my approach to, I actually like now live with guilt when I pull a rack or extra things into my closet. I think
I'm so glad
that they're watching over me.
We are.
And I just
cameras.
And I dream of the next time they're going to come. And
so she's successfully become the thought police now too.
Yes.
Yes.
But I just want to say that you've infiltrated my being in the best possible way, and I love you both dearly. And
I'm just thrilled that my house is organized. I've got to be.
Yeah, Rodger's just selfish.
We have to come
He's
back.
just happy.
And I personally, and I'm on your train. What I say to Rachel is like, Rach, let's just have like a quarterly. Like, I feel like the house gets heavy. Mm-hmm. And you got to get like a quarterly like purge and get the house a little lighter.
That's right. We can arrange that.
Thank you for being on Works for Us.
Thank you.
We love you. And thanks for
Love
sharing.
you guys.
Thanks for sharing your magic. And we love watching you like win and succeed. And we're rooting for you on this side. And we love you guys. Okay. So I don't know about you, but that was shockingly hilarious and interesting. Not that I mean, I know Clea and Joanna, and I know they're awesome, but like, I'm pretty sure I didn't expect them to be like an old married couple, best friend, like really funny, finishing each other's sentences. I actually kind of got opposite vibes of what I thought I was going to get from each of them. So I actually thought that was one of the funniest conversations. I love how they met.
I agree with that.
I just loved watching and listening to the girls. And I think for me, having worked with them a few times and seeing the genius and their relationship and their magic and their kind of banter and all of that is so funny. But I think it's rare that, you know, they didn't start as best friends that started a business. They started a business and then became best friends.
That might be why it works so well.
100%. I think it is.
Because they also both wanted the same thing in the same industry, and they just were able to approach it better as a team as opposed to individually. But I think that really is the bond, is that they had a passion for what they're doing. Ooh, let's go to the highlights. Highlight of the week is how beautiful you looked each and every day. My love, it's shocking how gorgeous you are and how each day you get more and more beautiful. So the highlight for me was remembering and reaffirming your inner and outer beauty. How about you, Rach? Any highlights?
What was your low?
The low light was thinking that I only have a certain amount of time on earth and a certain amount of time in which to love you. And I don't know how I can get all the love I have for you in with the remaining time I have. That's the low light. It keeps me up at night.
Dear God. Okay. Let's see.
What's your highlight, Rachel? Something like, I don't know, you saw a good TV show?
Yeah.
That kind of pales in comparison to my undying love for you.
So my highlight is in round 9 of Bridgerton, I actually have still found undiscovered scenes that I missed in the first 8 times that I watched the entire season. So I thought that was amazing because I was like, wait, I never saw this part. And I've already watched the entire season 8 times. So I thought I was like in such a good mood after I watched it because I was like, wow, I know it's 1 a.m., but like, this is amazing.
That's not only amazing, that's amazingly disturbing. Right.
So then the low light for me and the rest of the world, Reggae Jean is not coming back to Bridgerton.
The horror!
That is not a horror. That is an actual...
It's a crime.
It's a travesty.
I feel like he's really he's sowing discord and discomfort and basically injustice in the world.
Honestly, I think that was the rudest thing he could have ever done.
So what's his name again? He's rude?
Reggae Jean. He's perfect, actually.
Oh. Reggae Jean. Oh, yeah.
Reggae Jean.
Yeah, I've seen said person on that big
you
screen.
You could say
TV.
Reggie Jean, or
By
you
the
could
way,
say
I've
Reggae
seen
Jean.
that big screen hunk on our TV. And let me tell you, the way you look at him.
You love it.
I don't love it. You love it.
I do love it. And so does the rest of the world. And let me tell you something. It better be a damn good reason that he did not agree to do another season. Because let me tell you.
He's probably solving world hunger, Rachel.
Or got the biggest movie role opportunity of a lifetime.
Either one. World hunger, bigger paycheck. They're so meaningful, Rachel.
I'm just saying. I'm keeping it real, honey.
So that was a real low light. I hear you.
That was the lowest of the lowlights.
Do you want to hear a low light from me, Rachel?
Oh, no. No.
You know, I got 420.
You're going to tell me anyway.
No, I hit 425 in 2.
What's
about
that?
4 feet away.
What's that?
Putting for birdie.
For birdie?
This would be golf, Rachel.
Oh.
These
Jesus.
are golf terms.
Like, what in God's name are you talking about?
Okay, let's do a dictionary.
I was like, is he talking about a poker game? 424.
Well, that's not a bad guess.
But how many points do you have in golf? 424.